Andrew Carswell, the Australian, reports today that the Greens have started campaigning quite hard in Labor heartland seats ahead of the next election, and that Labor's very concerned about this threat so much that they're getting Dee Madigan, an advertising guru, on board to devise strategies. Do you think, this is a trend that we're seeing where Labor voters are moving towards the Greens?
Yeah, no, I found this fascinating. And look, the way that you don't become like the Greens is you don't copy their policy or you don't slide to the left any further than you ordinarily should. And what we've seen from the Labor Party in recent times, particularly on climate and energy policy, is a tendency to chase the Greens down a rabbit hole. And you are never going to outcompete the Greens on energy policy or environmental policy. Just leave them where they are and pursue policy that is centrist. That is where the middle is. And a case in point is the gas policy in Victoria, where they are switching off gas to new homes. That is pursuing green inner city votes.
Well, Clover Moore's doing that here in Sydney as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Clover Moore's doing that here in Sydney as well. I mean,
that's right. And who's not doing it? The New South Wales Labor government.
You lose the.
That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly. Right. But you lose the middle.
Yeah, that's right. And to be fair, that's what Dee Madigan said, and that's what they are doing. That's what Albo has broadly done. I know those on the right aren't going to say that he's centrist, but the Greens are fighting Albo tooth and nail against his housing policy, for example. And that is one area where Labor is really worried. They know they've got to get housing right, housing supply and affordability and rental availability right. Otherwise, because the Greens are coming up with really, quite frankly, crazy, but attractive, I suppose, for young people who don't understand market economics policies that, they're just going to make a law and suddenly there'll be all this rental property available to them. But again, the interesting thing is they're not actually Labor heartland seats in the traditional sense. Most of those are held by right-wing Labor MPs, and it's seats that, for example, in Brisbane, there were 3 seats that went to the Greens. Yeah. One was held by Terry Butler, Rudd's old seat of Griffith. I do not know how that fell to the Greens. That should never have happened. Yeah. I think a lot of people need to have a long, hard look in the mirror on that. The other 2 went from the Liberals to the Greens. And so it's actually these affluent teal kind of, like the teals and the Greens are going to eat each other pretty soon.
Well, the teals are basically Greens MPs anyway.
That's exactly. They're just Greens with more money. But the true working class seats, the real heartland seats, the working class and middle class seats, that's where the Greens vote is the lowest, and that tells you everything you need to know about how we've got to go.
They're Greens with more money wearing Carla Zampatti.
Correct.
Joe Hildebrand, Andrew Carswell, great to see you.